Welcome students. Welcome to my next video. Chapter Industry and Trade. Standard 9th History. In this chapter, we are going to gain some information about industry and trade in India after the independence. After the independence, Industrial Finance Corporation of India was established in 1948 for the purpose of making available long-term loans to industrial projects. Similarly, the Industrial Development Corporation was established in 1954 to bring about greater development of industrial sector. We are about to see in this chapter textile industry, silk industry, jute industry, hand sculpting, automobile industry, cement, leather industry, salt industry, bicycle, khadi and village industry. We'll also see agriculture, mineral wealth, forest resources, tourism, import-export or foreign trade, and internal trade. First, let me speak about textile industries. When I speak of textile industries, 14% of the total industrial production is from the power loom and the handloom industries, which is labor intensive industry, means we depend more on labor. According to the Textile Committee Act 1963, Textile Committee has been established. This committee sets up quality standard for textile manufactured for sales in internal market as well as for export. Silk industry. This industry functions under the Ministry of Textiles. The research about the species of the silkworm and the mulberry tree is done in Cerebotic Research Laboratory at Bengaluru. This industry primarily are in the states of Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal, Jammu and Kashmir. Now it is being spread in the states where predominantly the tribal populations are there. Wherever the tribal populations are there, they depend on forest. So they do, grow silkworms or they rear silkworms to get silk. Jute industry, one of the top ranking industry in India. India is a major exporter of jute product. We get cloth, jute cloth, sackcloth, and the rope from jute. Hand sculpt. When I speak of hand sculpt, sculptures got employment due to the capacity of craft to be observed. More craftsmen, small investment, more profit, preference to export, possibility of earning foreign exchange. Several cities of market mechanism, like example Delhi Haat, which enables the craftsmen from rural and urban areas to get market for their wares. Automobile industries. Now when I speak about automobile industries, India is one of the major producer of vehicles. Vehicles are exported to 40 countries from India. The automobile industry is considered to be sunrise sector in India. India's tractor industry is the biggest in the world. 1/3 of the tractor manufactured worldwide are produced in India. Tractors are not only manufactured in India, but they are exported to Turkey, Malaysia, and several other countries of Africa. Cement industry. Now, as we all know, the role of a cement industry is very important in the development of housing and infrastructure. This industry is one of the most technologically advanced. India is currently a very important producer of cement in the world. Leather industry, which is one of the biggest industry in India, and it is primarily export the leather. They don't use it locally, but they export it to other countries. Salt industry, we know salt is the very essential commodity of our life. India is one of the top producer of salt in the world. The annual production of the salt of India is 200 lakh tons. The production of iodized salt is 60 lakh tons. Now bicycle. Bicycle is a vehicle of poor man. That is what we believe. But no, it's not true. Bicycle is used by the people of all walks of life. Whether the person is having a car, he might be having a helicopter, but he would use bicycle. India is a leading producer of bicycle in the world. Bicycles are made in the states of Punjab and Tamil Nadu. Main center of the bicycle manufacturing industry is in Ludhiana. India exports bicycle to countries like Nigeria, Mexico, Kenya, Nigeria, Uganda, and Brazil. Khadi and village industries. As we all know, Mahatma Gandhi, during the pre-independence period, he showed the importance of khadi. He showed the importance of khadi, especially to the rural village. Now, Khadi and the Village Industry Commission has been established to bring progress to industrialization in rural areas, especially Khadi. The main objective behind this establishment of the corporation was to develop traditional industries, handicrafts, cottage industries, and to encourage industries that use material and courses available at the local level and make villages self-reliant by creating employment there. Agriculture. Now, my dear students, we know our India is considered to be a developing country, and so maximum population develop or they depend on agriculture. Now, as we all know, in India, agriculture is practiced using traditional as well as modern method. Many agricultural tasks performed using bullocks. Similarly, machines have been used in different tasks like plowing, sowing, harvesting, threshing. But the major occupation in India in agriculture and other tasks based on agriculture and animal husbandry is practiced in village. 70% of the total population depend on the jobs related to agriculture. In this industry, the participation of the women is equal to that of men. Agriculture is practiced in different seasons in India. Many varieties of crops are grown. Jowar, wheat, rice, pulses, and oilseeds are mainly produced, along with the cotton, sugarcane, and the process of manufacturing cloth and sugar respectively. Agriculture includes nowadays production of fruits and vegetables. Nowadays industries processing these fruits and vegetables have come up. Agriculture fulfills man's basic need. In order to encourage farming, loans have been given to the farmers and to cooperative institutions. Study, visit agriculture, outdoor trips, farmers get together, organized through the Panchayat Samiti, bring about improvement in the agriculture tools, implements, seeds, fertilizers are also supplied. The farmers are given training regarding soil testing, nursery of fruit, plants, pisciculture, poultry, cattle and goat rearing and dairy farming. Guidance is given to the farmers by the district institute of finance or financial help is being given to the warehouse for storing farm produce. India is rapidly becoming in present the food grains and the farming techniques and the modern techniques by drip irrigation and organic farming are used for farming. Policy of central government. In the fourth 5-year plan, focus was placed on the paper industry, pharmaceutical industry, motor, tractor industry, leather goods, textile industries, food processing industries, oil, color, sugar industries. According to the licensing policy of 1970, all those factories requiring investment more than 5 crores were included in heavy industries or big industries. The foreign companies are now allowed to invest heavy industries in India. That was not reserved for the public sector. As a result of this, the policy by the end of 1972, 3,18,000 small industries were registered with Government Registration Office. Now when I speak of mineral wealth, the availability of mineral, iron, coal play a major role in the industrial development of the country. We have got adequate store of iron, manganese, coal, mineral oil in our country. Forest resources. Just like mineral resources, the government has a responsibility even to preserve forest resources. Government has reserved some forests for industries based on the forest task. Conversion of forest is done by the central government, state government and by local people. Conservation. So we can see here government has a responsibility to conserve the forest resources at the state level as well as at the central level. Now forest is necessary for the raw materials for the industries like construction, paper, newsprint, silk, matchbox, medicinal herbs, honey, lacquer and raw materials needed for paints. Fisheries, which includes seawater fish, freshwater fish found in rivers, canals and ponds and lakes. Harbors have been built and old harbors are redeveloped. Fish seeds incubation centers, fishing industries training centers have been provided for the growth of this industry. Yes, my dear students, now employment is available over here where if you have a reserve land where you can make a pond, fresh water fish, you get fish seeds and there are incubation centers from where you get the fishes. You can rear the fishes for commercial purposes. India is very rich with cultural heritage. There are tourist centers like religious tourist centers, pilgrimage centers. There are big rivers, forests, caves. Tourists from all over the country, they come to India for tourism. The facilities for tourists to stay, travel is provided through Tourism Development of Corporation of India, ITDC. Then in some places there are guides who give information to tourists about that area. Sometimes the vehicles don't reach to that destination. The local people help the tourists in turn for a nominal fees. Employment opportunities are generated out of these needs. Import and export foreign trade. When planning was started in 1951, import of industrial goods, raw materials required for production increased. India's import include machines, mineral oil, fertilizers and medicine. India also exports to other countries for getting valuable foreign exchange. The exports include coffee, spices, cotton textiles, leather, footwears, pulses, precious stones. Internal trade. As we all know, government not only they are interested in import and export, also they are interested in internal trade which is happening within the states. Now we could see India's internal trade takes place via railways, waterways, roadways, airways, and you'll find in Mumbai, Kolkata, Cochin, Chennai are the important places, metropolitan cities. Commodities like cotton, coal, cotton textiles, rice, wheat, raw jute, iron and steel, oilseeds are included in the internal trade. Due to the development of industries, standard of life of the people improves. Many opportunities for employment become available. On the whole, it helps the progress of the country. Thank you, students. Thank you for your patient hearing.